This is for George and Sienna, potentially Christopher too. I just wanted to go back over that pentatonic scale that we spoke about. I was too rushed when we did it on Wednesday. So I just want to remind you that penta means 5, and it's a scale of simply 5 notes. So if you're in, for example, the key of E, so here's the scale. E, G, A, B, D, E. That's a scale. You're back to E already, so. Open, third, open, second, open, second. Okay. Now continuing there from that E, you go E, G, A, second fret of the G string, B, D, third fret of the B string, E again. So you've gone 2 octaves up in only 10 notes. And you can throw that G in there too because it's part of the same scale. So it's a simple shape. On your top 2 strings, it's the open strings and the 3rd frets. On the next 3 strings, it's the open strings and the 2nd frets. And on the bottom string, it's the open string and the 3rd fret. Now, when you're playing a song, don't worry so much about the music theory, why you pick one fret over another, because there's a lot of choices you have. You don't always have to play in exactly the right key. You can play in a lot of keys which are complementary and sound good. Your job is simply find a good fret, and you don't have to use those bottom 3 strings. Just use the top 3. That's enough notes for a solo. In fact, a lot of solos have 1 note in them. So find a fret. In Sweet Home Chicago, you're going to use that open fret, or the open, or you're going to use the 12th fret, an octave above it. So Sweet Home Chicago goes like this. And your solo might be on the 12th fret, and it might just be those open, or what I'm calling the basic fret, the home fret, and 3 frets above on the top 2 strings, and 2 frets above on the 3rd string. So you might go. That's all on those notes, 5 notes. You can do those bends we talked about. Or you can do hammer-ons or pull-offs. But that's all you need. Just glue that finger on there. And you know what? You might actually want to move your finger around, but just realize those 3 strings, or actually all 6 strings, but that fret is safe. Anytime you hit that fret in that key on the right fret, it's going to sound good. So I want to just go to School of Rock for a minute. School of Rock, you're going to use the 7th fret. It's not your only choice, but I think it's your best choice. So if you remember, the verse of School of Rock is this. Or Sienna's going. My guitar's a little out of tune, don't worry about that. If you use the 7th fret, those notes are safe. That note is safe. Those notes are all safe. The 7th fret, the 3rd fret above that, which is the 10th on the lowest, on the highest strings, and the 9th on this. So here you go. I cheated. I used one that wasn't in there. I cheated again. There's a solo. Or maybe it's just simple. Maybe it's just. There's a solo too. I used only 4 notes, I think, on that one. Okay? And you can, and I didn't want to complicate things too much, you can hit passing notes in between those fingers. So for example, if you're going down from here, that's okay. That was actually the 1 fret above, the 8th fret. That's okay, it sounds fine. If you might hit the wrong one though, that doesn't sound so good for that key. So you just got to watch which ones you hit. Okay? Don't put your finger over the camera.
Sorry.
Okay, that's it for the pentatonic scale. And that's all you need for a ripping solo.